Hello, everybody! And welcome to the diaries. My daughter walked behind me while I'm doing an introduction. Totally unacceptable. Well, as you know, last episode we went to Disneyland, the Magic Kingdom, and we had a great time putting my daughter into traction, and I got to have gumbo. So those are the two high points, traction and gumbo.
Oh, I love it. Oh.
So this week, what we're doing is we're going to work on Darkslade Manor, and we're going to work on this area back over here, the Haunted Mansion corner, because it's too smushed together. And the rest of my apartment, as you know, you have seen it before, is all about memorabilia and tchotchkes and things like that. So one thing that I used to be a huge fan of was Kingdom Hearts. And I still am a huge fan, but I'm not nearly as huge as I used to be, as far as a fan is concerned. So we're going to kind of move some of that stuff, get some of that out of the way. I actually know some people that might want some of that stuff. So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So I'm not going to get rid of it per se, but I'm going to move it out of the limelight and try to get some of all this other stuff moved to another location so I can, really pick up on this corner, the Haunted Mansion corner. And we are starting this coming week. We're starting production on Knights of the Lost Realm, which is the sequel to Knights of the Secret Kingdom. So there's probably going to be some video about that as well. So, since my daughter has started without me and is wandering around my apartment, I'm just waiting for her to kick the camera stand.
I'm not going to kick it.
But she's going to say she's not going to kick it.
What the hell is this?
And she swore on my thing.
What is this?
What is wrong with this girl? I don't know. She didn't get it from my side of the family. Anyway, so I guess, yeah, without any further ado, let's get going. I love it. Okay, so step one is already done. Step one has nothing to do with this. Step two is all this Kingdom Hearts stuff has to get shifted around. Minecraft poster and so forth, all this is going to come down, but I can't do too much in moving stuff out in this area because this is where the green screen is. See, this is what happens when you live in my world, such as it is. The Weevil Fester head and the storage box for him is going to have to find a new home also. So I'm going to start by moving this stuff. This is part one. No, it's step two. It's part one or step two? Well, it's one of the two. I am bearer of the light. Alright, well we got most of this situated, just getting this stuff out of here. The last time I moved this much stuff is because I had to move it to another place. So, that's not the case this time, however.
Oh, this goes to your craft stuff.
What?
The big book.
Yeah, well actually that's a movie prop.
Oh.
Ah yabba dabba doo. Ah yabba dabba did. I put these in really well, let me tell you.
What? Oh, it said hell. Okay, now you can move the chair.
Now...
Because if we move this over there, then we'll see what room we have around it.
Yeah, and that should actually fit right in the corner. And this stuff then I could put up against it on one side if I have to.
Well, no.
Yeah, my kitchen is probably the only part of my entire life that's got any type of organization.
Ew! You need to throw this away.
It's a Darkslade thing. Why don't you throw that away?
Whoa, there's a camera!
You're right!
Where's the garbage garbage can. What are you doing? Turn it that way. Okay, now we move this way.
Maybe you can stand up.
Okay, where's else? Now you just move.
How do you stand over?
But if you use that, you're gonna angle it backwards.
I'm not trying to angle it at all. I'm just trying to lift the corner a bit so I can roll
Well,
it.
then you got it wrong. Your apartment.
That's why it's called Darkslade Manor and not Stiff Neck Stephanie House. I don't like where this is going.
Get out of the corner. Look out, turn. At the wall. Oh,
Good Jiminy
oh, they
Christmas.
fell over.
Oh, you knocked over most of Destiny Island here. I have a spoon, and it has nothing to do with anything bad. I'm going to use the heel of the spoon to try to fix this picture where the bottom is coming out.
Yeah, try it.
Now the very careful thing I must do. My little apple dolls up here, which I have shown you in previous episodes. That was fancy to say episode. This whole thing has to be moved. This is actually a fireplace hearth, but
Yeah, that works.
wait,
Gosh, this one's hairs like this.
that's because
Oh no!
they did that the other night
It smells.
because my clock fell,
Oh, jeez.
slammed it on the girls' noggins, and they all fell on the couch. This is going to be tricky to put
Oh
up.
no. Tell me when to stop.
Stop! Point it down a little bit. Come a little further this way. A little more, 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 a little more. Stop! Okay, so. Now stand in front of
Oh, see. Oh, sorry. I know you have screwdrivers, so I saw them in all your garbage.
It's been a long time coming, but here we are. Where we need to dig, and it is one of the magic!
It's good. You want to come see it? So you can tell me it's crooked?
Oh, Cersei, what happened? You're here.
Cersei was your first one, wasn't she?
Yep, she's the one that I scared you by putting
Yes, I know, because you
here.
left it outside my damn bedroom door.
I loved it.
I love it.
Oh,
My dad, grown man, with his dolls.
Go on Google. Google these dolls. See what they're worth.
Not this dusty.
I did. My belly button almost fell out. Magic! Alright.
Actually, Pippa does work to bring the marketers back up. Well, let me put this over here. Let me check.
Shoes, suits, shotguns, flutes, dresses, hurdles, turtle socks, clocks, bagels, unlocked, and a pen for a nickel, and what's it on top?
Yeah. I did.
I do, I did, I did it, I did it again. How's that look? Your level? My level? Any of this level?
Looks fine. I can't really tell.
I just would like to say that you've been absolutely no help whatsoever. Okay, well, it's getting there. It's coming along. The bent finger of truth says it's coming along. So let's,
I'm trying to work on your crafts here. Lower. Low. Not me. Look at the crafts. It's clean. It's not.
It's down there. It's fine. Gosh.
You got a lot of clay and stuff on your foot. It's and your leather stuff.
It's coming along. Isn't this exciting? You didn't respond right away. Oh, I wasn't talking to you. Now watch carefully with your eye bones as I magically turn this blank wall into a wall full of stuff. Magic! Okay, it's Tuesday, July something. And I have to take the car of mystery to get its emissions checked so I can renew the registration on it. My registration is cheaper than going to Jack in the Box for lunch. I mean, my registration is very low because my car is 714 years old, and the car of mystery has many mysterious attributes about it. The most mysterious... That's my printer of surprises going off right there. The most mysterious thing is that it still runs, much to everybody's chagrin. And my hair is wet because I just washed it, so it's all over the place. Anyway, so I'm going to go take care of the emissions check right now. I'd take you with me, but I think the excitement of going to get an emissions check might be too much for you, so I'll just do it myself. My air conditioner is noisy today. Okay, well, I have taken the car of mystery to get the emissions checked, and it passed with flying colors. I think they were green and purple. So anyway, so yeah, car of mystery is good to go for another year. I was going to make it 2 years, but I decided I didn't want to pay extra right at this moment. Not that the registration on the car of mystery is very much. Matter of fact, it's very little. It's very, very little. But bills are due, and I'd rather take care of those first. So that's the story on that. Now, let's say we get into other things. I mean, I don't want the whole thing to be about rearranging the front room, you know, but I mean, let's get on to other things right now, okay? Today is Friday, you know what that means. Absolutely nothing. Okay, we have a, or actually I have a, 2 new people coming to screen test as cast member today. I'm going to put a little bit, tiny bit of that in here. And today being Friday means that tomorrow's Saturday. See, it works from front to back. And Saturday morning, I have my junior bowlers, but Saturday afternoon, we are filming a scene. We're doing our first shoot for Knights of the Lost Realm. Hey! And so there's going to be a little bit of that in there too. And I think that's pretty much my weekend. I have another person who wants to be a cast member who's coming on Sunday for his screen test. But I don't know how much of that's going to go in there. Also, there's some other things I have to do out on the porch, or some new things I have to do out on the porch. I'm going to try to get to that so you can see a little bit of that. But we'll see what happens, okay? Alright? That's the way it's going to go. Oh, look, my guitar says hello! This is a little cigar box guitar, by the way, because it's a little tiny. See, it's very small. Very small. Okay, so we've got this wall here hasn't changed much. And I had this shelf. This has always been hard to see because there's always been stuff in this corner. But now there's no stuff in this corner. So it looks a little better. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the wallpaper around the corner to about here, this edge where the Big Haunted Mansion poster is. And I really should get that framed. But it's really big, man. And then I'm going to take some of the stuff that I've had to take down and hang it up here. I can hang it up here temporarily, but I need to get more wallpaper. Then on this side, now we have the Alice poster here. The grill's up on the wall. And this is moved into the corner. And it's all behind the hooks for the green screen. And the Weevil Fester now, instead of just being a thing, is now actually part of the display area. But I need to kind of fix the bottom of him. So yeah. And then all of this, here's one of the pictures I have to hang up. My daughter reorganized all my crafting stuff, which will get unorganized as soon as I start working on something. And so the next step is to work on the Pirates Corner. This is going to be redone for the Main Street Frontierland Kitchen thing. So yeah, progress today. So I came home from work on Thursday, between the two centers, because I work both of them on Thursday. When I got home, I was approaching my front step, and there was a delivery. Delivery is now in my house. What is it? It's a big ass box is what it is. This is a huge box. It's a 110-pound box. The box is not 110 pounds. I'm sure what's in it is 110 pounds. And it doesn't even belong to me. It belongs to my daughter. But it was delivered here because I told him, deliver it here. I was expecting a box. But I was expecting, what it is it's a bunk bed. It's a single top and a dual bottoms for my daughter's fiance's daughters when they get out here, because they're moving into the complex near Darkslade Manor. Lucky me. I actually mean that. But in any case, I expected a box. I did not expect Frankenstein's coffin. This is a big ass box. I mean, we're talking about, this is me. I'm not a tall person by any stretch of the imagination. I'm only like 5'7" or something like that. This box is like 18 feet tall, and it's in my apartment in Darkslade Manor for 2.5 weeks. That's my new piece of furniture for 2.5 weeks. Now, you might think I'm complaining, but I'm not, because you didn't see Eddie's Weekly Gripe thing show up. It's just, it's a big ass box, and it's 110 pounds. Now, the place that my family's moving into is on the 2nd floor. So it's not only a big ass box, it's a big heavy ass box, and I gotta move up and fly the stairs. I am not a youngster anymore. And so that flight of stairs is going to be really tall. Of course, I'm not going to do it myself. And if my daughter thinks I am, she's nuts. But I know she's not nuts, so. Anyway, when the time comes to put this thing upstairs in their new place, I'm going to do some video there so you can see what it looks like. If it looks anything like what I purchased, then that's going to be really nice. Which would be a heck of a lot nicer, I'm sure, than this big ass box I've got here.
See, that ain't facing you guys. You guys could have caught that at the same time.
What?
You guys both.
Oh, well, you don't want me to tell you everything and spoil the surprise, do you?
That worries me even more.
You worry too much. Line.
When we need to go.
When we need go.
When we need to go, Grandpa.
Let's try that again. Let's go on the same roll.
Gotcha.
Have you noticed wherever you want to look like this, you're like all over the room? That's pretty cool. Reminds me of my youth. I guess, right? Yeah. And you snickered at the end. I can mask that out, so that's not an issue. What's the next line, Rocco?
I'm gonna check it. Just to be sure.
But you're sure it's gonna, what, oh, be sure that it's only gonna take a few minutes.
Are you sure or are you sure?
Be sure. Be
Okay.
sure it's only gonna take a few minutes.
Let's do the scene over again. Anyway, I want to say that line while he's walking out.
Oh, you worry too much.
No, that's the second one, the one before that.
That makes me even more worried.
And then the one before that.
Oh, well, you don't want me to spoil
Spoil the surprise, right, okay. Thank you.
Hey, Rocco, You know it's $1,000 fine for littering.
Are you still rolling?
Yeah.
Please stop.
You said not to.
I changed my mind. Sometimes I'll say things like that. I don't know why I don't encourage it. Okay.
Boys, don't film her.
Alright, here we go. Okay, like I got this new I go harmony. You know, sometimes you start to say something and you make a mistake and you can't stop it. It's like your pedal to the metal and you can't find the brake, and that's what it sounds like when you do that. Anyway, as I tried to say, but screwed up severely, I think that's going to be it for this episode. Now you probably noticed this mark on my nose here. I did that at work the other day. I was working. I said, you know what? I really need to smash my face into something. And I got this. Tomorrow, I have a film shoot. And I'm in the scene, and I have this on my face. Now, if you were watching the video all the way through, you'll notice that there was some rough cuts from the first shoot of the movie. And I had a smaller of this because I had done it the night before we did that shoot. And so I was wearing my glasses to cover it because the character wears glasses until he goes into the book anyway. So I was wearing my glasses to cover it. I would have to wear a pair of goggles to cover this thing now. So I think I'm going to have to get into the makeup case, the studio makeup case, which I think I've had to get into maybe 3 times in the 12 years we've been doing this. And I have to kind of touch that up. So, charge the battery pack, it says. I think my battery's about to die. So I guess we better end this right now. So, next week, more stuff. It'll be more interesting. Not like we're in the house. Okay, in the meantime, you guys have yourselves a great week. End of line.
Magic!